Good morning. Hey y'all. Good morning, or good afternoon. I don't know. I'm not good with time right now. We are going to try again. Number two. I'm jumping on here so I can talk to you about growing your following. It's your girl, Lashana Henry here, aka Sister Sense. Always excited to share things you can do to work on your money, marketing, and sales goals too, with strategy and intention. So we are 5 days into our 10-day vacation here in Jamaica. I'm sitting on the swing in my aunt's lovely, lovely house. Mama just gave me some coconut water. I don't know what that is, but what I'm going to do is check in with you when it comes to growing your following. We're doing a 4-week challenge inside the Sister Sense Circle. So if you want to join the challenge, definitely feel free to do so. Okay. If you're not in the circle, join us at sistersense.com/circle or DM me and I will send you the details, baby. Okay. So the sun is sunning right now. I can hardly see me. Y'all didn't show that I had that little piece of alfalfa lock sticking up yesterday. Nobody said nothing. So it's all right. I see how much you love me. But I'm going to make sure I keep that little lock to the side. If you are checking me live, let me know who you are. If you're catching me on the replay side, always remember to drop into the comment box, hashtag replays rock. So what I wanted to do before, and let me see if I can do it now, is to show you the Grow Your Following presentation. I was trying to do this before. Let's see how well it works out now. Yes, bam. We were this morning talking about the 4 points when it comes to this 4-week challenge. And the first one is working on your growth goals. Okay. So if you want to intentionally spend the next 30 to 90 days growing in some capacity when it comes to your business, I need you to check in with me. Okay. Let's talk about S, C, and E. And feel free to drop any of those into the comment box. S being your social media followers. So if you're intentionally trying to grow your social media tribe, then that's going to be an S. C is about the money for me, your customer base. Okay. Intentionally working on growing your customer base in the next 30 to 90 days. Or E, your email list. So if you're intentionally growing your online business over the next 30 to 90 days, you're going to overlap these. To be honest with you, you may send out stuff on email, social media. You may work on selling things to grow your customer base. But if you're intentionally trying to grow, just like how when our kids are trying to grow, we're tracking their growth, right? We've got like little markers on the wall. Or when you're trying to lose weight, you got to take that um, the weighing. I want to say weighing machine, but that's not right. When you sit on the weigh, I'm about to say sit on the weighing machine. When you step on it and you see how heavy you are, right? You're tracking your progress. It's difficult to do that if you're stretching yourself and trying to track across all the platforms and all the customer bases. So you want to pick one of the three. Now, let me get some of this because it's a violation to be able to hold this in my hand and not drink it. So you like pause for 2 seconds and then we come back at it. Okay. Okay. So you can let me know if you are intentionally wanting to work on this. Like I said, we're going to be doing this 4 weeks inside of my Grow Your Following 4-week challenge, but you have to be in my community. And you can join at sistersense.com/circle. Whether you're in the tribe or not, you should intentionally be working on your growth goals. So I wanted to jump on here and share that with y'all while I'm hanging out in Jamaica with the fam, right? So, customer base number one, social media number two, email subscribers number three. When you think about these as far as your next 30 to 90 days, hey y'all, let me know who you are and where you are. Drop into the chat. Um, you got to think about your numbers. Okay, your numbers. So let's talk about that. Emails. Let's say you want to grow your social media and or forgive me, your email list, right? How many people do you currently have on your list? And do you have a realistic goal for the next 30 to 90 days? Maybe you want to grow by 100 followers or 1,000 followers. How many you want to grow isn't as important as how you grow because you have to be able to check, right? So how many people do you have on your email list? Number one, how much do you want to see that increase by? Number two, or your social media following. Maybe you want to grow on Instagram. Maybe you want to grow your YouTube channel. I have several thousand people following me on YouTube. What platform do you want to build on? You have to be able to get specific about the platform, the size that you're following now versus where you want it to be, right? And then last but not least, baby, your customer base. I always say, if you ain't selling, it's because you ain't selling. You're not proactively selling. So you've got to get into a space where you are proactively selling, and you have to get into a space where you are really deep diving into your customer base. You know how big it is, and you know your people, right? So back in the day, it's a little bit different now because we got streaming television, the Netflix and the Hulu and of it all, right? So back in the day when we had to watch what was on television, Cheers used to be one of my favorite shows, right? And I love the song, you know, where everybody knows your name. You want to create that Cheers effect when people come into your establishment, Norm, right? You get excited because you know who they are, and they are excited about buying from you. If you're not making any money, if the money is funny, you're not doing enough to track. You're not identifying your true fans and customers. You're not being strategic about getting referrals from those people and getting those people to come back and buy more from you. Bam, bam, boom, right? So if you do want to grow your customer base, who are your current customers? How many do you have? Do you know your lifetime value of your customers? That's a big one. Okay. I need you to write that down. LTV, the lifetime value of your customers. I got people who they met me 1 minute ago. They've been with me for over 10 years. You have to know your LTV. My highest paying clients pay me anywhere between five to $15,000 over a stretch of time, depending upon if they've been working with me for anywhere between 3 to 10 years on a variety of projects. You know what I mean? So, in order for you to grow your customer base, you have to know who your customers are, how many customers you have, and what are you going to sell them, right? So this morning, gotta take a sip, gotta take a sip. So it was about 6 a.m. this morning here, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we talked about 4 parts, right? And one of the ladies said that she was intentionally working on her organic growth, and we'll talk about that in a second. And she's got a couple of speaking engagements to go to, because one of the things that you got to do is get clear about, if you want to grow your business in the next 30 to 90 days, realistically, what are you going to do that, right? Doing something like a live stream, that's a good strategy, right? Jumping on here and talking to you guys real time, but then also y'all watching me on the hashtag replay side, right? um, this particular client, Elizabeth, she was talking about how she's getting ready for a couple of events, right? And I said, well, you got to think about, when you go out to those events, what is your objective when you're on the stage, right? So I'll go on the stage and I maybe will say, hey, I've got something that I want to give away for free, right? Or I'll sell from the stage. I've sold anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000 worth of product in an hour from the stage, but you have to know who you're selling to and what you're offering them. It doesn't have to be crazy. Like if you sell, in that case, I sold $1,000 package and 15 people bought. That's $15,000 in the hour, right? Or going there and saying, hey, if you like my training, scan this QR code and get this thing for free. But it cannot be a thing, right? It's got to be a damn thing. It has to be really good, even at a freebie, if you want people to actually get it from you. So some of y'all, let me know if you're trying to grow through speaking engagements, because this is an example I'm giving you of one of the clients that was on this morning. She's got a couple of speaking engagements lined up in the next few months. How do you intentionally plan on growing your following? And if you do plan on going to speaking engagements, one of my clients, Liana, before I came here to Jamaica, she was like, I need to get on a call with you before you leave. I've got a speaking engagement coming up, and just talking about how she can strategically pitch and promote. And I was so excited because she came back and she was like, I made sales. And that's always great, right? But you have to be strategic and you have to be intentional. When you're on that stage, are you giving things away for free? Are you selling your stuff? How many of y'all, you go on stage, you get scared, you get scared, you don't want to sell nothing, and you wait until the last 2 seconds of your session to say, hey, by the way, I've got this offer. Because you scared, right? You ain't selling because you ain't selling, right? Now, getting on stage, speaking engagements, whether you find them or you create them, is one strategy, but being able to identify multiple strategies that you're going to use to work on your growth goal is the key. Now, I just realized that I might as well zoom in on me because I got this slide up on the screen. But I do want to walk you through you being able to think about if you are going to work on your growth goals. Are you going to focus on your customer base, your email subscribers, or your social media? Number one. Are you going to get specific about the numbers you're trying to reach? 100 is one of my favorites. If you can intentionally reach 100 people a day, yay. If you can work on making $100 a day, that means you're averaging 3K for the month. 100 times 30, do the math, right? So getting intentional if you want to grow 100 new subscribers, email, 100 new followers, TikTok, 100 new customers, sales, that's a specific growth goal to work towards, right? It's hot, right? It's hot. So I'm going to do like so. Number one, even though the coconut is nice and cold, and like this, like so, like that. Y'all know the internet auntie of our dreams, Tabitha Brown, and she goes like so, like that. So in my best Tabitha Brown voice, that's what I'm talking about. Fan in one hand, coconut in the other. This is the vibes that I'm talking about. Okay, so what else do I have on this list that I wanted to share with you? Because, like I said, I just kind of wanted to jump on it here and give y'all a little bit of the good goods that we talked about this morning. If you are not in the Sister Sense circle, you need to be. You can feel free to check in with me about the community or download the calendar at sistersense.com/DTC. You can download the calendar so you can see what we're doing. Right now, I am in Jamaica, and my aunt's house is a beautiful. So much fun. It's really nice here. And y'all, some of y'all need a vacation. You need to get away, okay? But if you cannot get away, do the virtual retreat with me. I did the mid-year reset virtual retreat last month, and I'm going to do a brand new virtual retreat this month. Literally, you can do it in your house or book a hotel room and hang out with me, baby, for the weekend so we can work on your brands and we can work on your business. Okay? That's a side note. But if you do want to know what's happening in the tribe, in the community, definitely feel free to go over to sistersense.com/circle because the Grow Your Following 4-week challenge is one of several things I'm doing within the community this month. So, more coconut, then back to you. No, it's running low. It's running low. My heart hurts. One of my clients, Liana, said, make sure you drink fresh coconut water on an empty stomach in the morning time. And I said, yes. She is amazing. Her website is yourownuniqueness.com. She specializes in health, wellness, and in hair loss, helping those who are struggling with their hair, growing it, getting it back on track, getting it healthy. These are some things that Liana can definitely help you do. So let me do a little tap, 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 tap. I talked about crunching the numbers, getting specific, and then identifying if you're going to work on your growth goals on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. If you're going to go hard, like hard on the paint, I'm like, what are you going to be doing every single day to intentionally work on your business growth goals? For a year, I went live every single freaking day for over a year, actually, right? What are some things that you're going to do to be intentional about your growth goals? Now, I'm going to wrap up at some point, probably in the next couple of minutes. I don't want this to get super hot because the sun is blazing on me. But let me see if I can show you another one of the 4 parts that we discussed this morning inside the circle as far as the growth. We talked about your growth goals, growth strategies, growth challenges, and the growth plan. Those are the 4 that we discussed this morning, and I'm dropping a few of them on you. So let's talk about your growth plan. You got to figure out specifically where you want to grow. You got to start crunching the numbers, and then you have to put a plan in place. Now, if you want to listen to the full replay that I did this morning, join the circle and check out the 4-week Grow Your Following plan. Okay. But I'm going to jump in and share some of what I talked about in this slide with you that I shared as part of the 4-week challenge this morning. So hopefully I don't sound like Darth Vader. Remember you used to do this? Did you do this as a kid? You'd be in front of the fan like, it's a small fan, so I don't think I get the same effect. But one of the things that, and y'all tell me if I got that little alfalfa sprout. I have this one here that's really, really short. It was sticking up in my live yesterday, and y'all said not one thing. Not one thing to let me know I had that little alfalfa sprout sticking up in the middle of my head. What you call it? When it comes to your plan, there are a couple of things that we talked about this morning. Number 1 is your current growth. So before you can grow, you got to stop for a second and identify what are you doing to grow? How are you capturing new leads and actual customers in your business? And when you're looking and assessing that, by the way, we could do this. You could call me. We could talk on the phone. We could do it together. While you're assessing, my finger got in the fan, your current business growth goals, you're going to look at also your stagnant growth. So feel free, by the way, if you're listening live or on the replay side, where do you feel like your growth is stagnant? You getting more customers, email subscribers, social media followers, all of the above, or something else? Where do you feel like your growth is stagnant in your business? Then what we want to do is talk about how you can integrate better plans. Now, I'm going to give you a rundown recap of what you see on the screen. But again, I break it all the way down like limbo style. Break it on down. I break it all the way down in the training that we did this morning, right? So automated growth, being able to automatically capture new customers and make sure that you can repeat sell them. That's important. Okay. That's one of the ways I sustain business, being able to capture and keep my customers, right? Repeat business and referrals. You also want to think about when it comes to your growth goals, organic growth, right? Content is king. What are you doing to organically grow versus paid growth? Are you working with influencers or taking advantage of paid advertising opportunities versus going wide? Tapping into other distribution channels, mainstream distribution, retail, tapping into various marketplaces that have thousands, if not millions, of people on their platforms on a day by day basis. You got to figure out how you're going to reach people. Otherwise, you ain't going to reach people, right? So, where do you feel like you're currently doing something right? You could get better, or you need to start incorporating some of these new strategies that could potentially work for you. So hold up. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop me on the screen real big, like so, like that. Bam. Like I said, I just wanted to show you a few of the slides on the screen of some of the things that we talked about this morning as part of the Grow Your Following 4-week challenge. I've got a few challenges actually happening this month inside of This Is a Sense Circle. Digital dollars is another one. And we're talking about how to make that money. If you did not get your Make More Money guide that I released a few days ago, make sure you go to sistersense.com/make more to download that guide. Because very similar to the Grow Your Following challenge, I want to make sure that you with guidance and support are doing what you need to do to work on growth in those three core growth areas: CSE, customer base, social media subscribers, social media followers, email subscribers. All right. So listen, the drip is dripping, the sun is sunning. I think I've done enough as far as sharing some things that we talked about this morning with you. You can always email sistersense at Gmail, or when you're on the sistersense.com website, click the gray tab on the right to send me a voice message. But of course, the best thing to do, honestly, outside of turning on alerts so you can see when I'm live, so you can jump on here live with me, is to join the tribe, join the Sister Sense community so that you can participate in my weekly private trainings when it comes to money, marketing, and motivation. All right. So, mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Thanks for joining. Till next time, take care